Hi everyone, I hope that you're all doing well. This is me Sayyid Shujatullah. Welcome to IQRA IAS Current Affairs channel. Today I will be discussing about the Science and Technological edition of the Hindu newspaper. As you all know that Hindu newspaper covers science and technological news in its Sunday editions. So every Sunday, as you know that we have been covering the science and technological news. So please be stick to it, okay, because as we are covering everything from that newspaper, so you don't have to worry about your current affairs preparation with respect to science and technological subject, and it is one of the most important, as you know that. Why? Because 9 to 10 questions every time appear from science and technology. So basically be very good in the various current affairs of this topic. Why? Because usually in science and technology most of the questions are current affairs related, and very few questions will come from the statistic, and basically it is also related to what? Space, like PSLV or GSLV, okay, cryogenic engine. So that kind of things are very commonly asked, okay, as a static part, whereas most of the questions are generally from the current affairs only, right? So today we will be covering about a COVID SARS-CoV-2. What is it? Okay, concept and some details are given, and precautions to control the spread. This is very important because this could also come in the mains examination. Okay, if such a pandemic happens of this scale, what could be the precautions should be taken by the government? Suggest some remedial measures, like that the question may come in the examination. So basically you should know some kind of challenges, some remedial measures, so that it will become easy for you to comprehend your answer in the examination. Otherwise you will be like very blank, and you will write things which are not so important, or else what happened is you will end up writing more, okay, and you end up explaining more and more with regard to the same topic, and it will be like overwriting again and again. So to avoid that, you should definitely try to learn few important points of each and every aspect, like challenges, like way forward, like remedial measures, so and so forth, and a case study is given which we are going to also discuss. WHO classification of variants, and how they classify the various variants, we'll also discuss about them. We'll also see that this is also mentioned in the newspaper, what are monoclonal antibodies, so we'll discuss about them. Very brief note I'll give you. Explanation and conceptual development is important here, that I'll give you. Discovery of a new exoplanet done by obviously NASA. What are origami materials? These are very good materials. We are going to discuss about that, and I'm expecting that the question may come on this particular topic. Okay, origami materials, because it is related to our daily life. So that's why it becomes a part of our most important current affairs. Why? Because in the syllabus itself they have mentioned, okay, science and technology and its applications, day-to-day applications. So this is nothing but a day-to-day application only. That's why we have to cover it at most. Wild variety of oranges and threatened species we are going to discuss. And Ursa Major, what is it? Okay, and if it's obviously it's a faraway constellation, we are just going to discuss about this also. So a hell lot of current affairs are there for today's lecture. Let us begin. Okay, first of all we'll see what is it. Okay, SARS means what? Severe acute respiratory related syndrome. Syndrome is nothing but, as you know, it is a collection of diseases. It's called a syndrome. The person who is generally affected by any disease which is ending with syndrome, it means what? That particular pathogen which has entered in his body is going to affect multiple organs, and is going to create multiple physiological impairments, That's why it is very important that whenever you come across the word syndrome, okay, it means what? You are going to see lots of impacts on your various processes of your body. Maybe it's respiratory system, maybe it is BP, maybe it is glucose level, maybe anything like that. So coronavirus is also a syndrome, because coronavirus does not affect only your heart, does not affect only your kidney, does not affect only your brain, or does not affect only your eyes. Generally coronavirus affects various parts of our body, okay, and symptomatic treatments are given. Nothing but if you're having symptoms, okay, that symptoms will be generally treated. If you're having fever will be treated. If you're having cough will be treated. So that kind of treatment is called as symptomatic treatment. Symptomatic treatment is mainly correlated with what? Syndrome itself. Remember this point. So the full form I have told you here. So what is it? It's a strain of coronavirus, okay, that actually has caused what? COVID-19. Okay, it's a respiratory illness related disease responsible for the ongoing pandemic. The virus has previously provisionally named as 2019 novel coronavirus. Okay, the same strain we have actually in our general parlance we are calling it as, okay, novel coronavirus, and also been called human coronavirus 2019. Okay, many names are given. I'm just trying to make you accustomed with various names this coronavirus has been pronounced. It was first identified in the city of Wuhan, China. Okay, World Health Organization declared the outbreak of this particular coronavirus as a public health emergency of international concern on January 30, 2020. And a pandemic it was declared on 11th March 2020. Okay, public health emergency was declared by January 30, and a pandemic all across the world. This particular coronavirus has spread. That's why it was declared as pandemic. First of all, whenever disease like India we are having, I live in Telangana and I live in Hyderabad. In Hyderabad, what happened? 10 people have come reporting symptoms of coronavirus. Okay, then again 10 come, again 10 has come. Continuously, what happened? Okay, people are oftenly and periodically coming and giving the same symptoms, giving the reasons of the same symptoms. Then this is called as outbreak. This is called as outbreak. Then it becomes what? If it affects a larger area, like it has spread to this and total country, then we call it as epidemic. Okay, and if it goes to beyond the India, it is called as pandemic. It is called as what? Pandemic. Remember this point. So this is generally outbreak, then outbreak to epidemic, epidemic to pandemic. Epidemic is nothing but the disease is restricted to that particular area. When the disease blown out of the total country and crosses the nations, then it is called as what? Pandemic. Right. So it was declared as a public health emergency of international concern on January 30, but was declared as a pandemic because it has spread all across the world. Right. Fine. Classification of variants. WHO classify the variants into two important types: variants of interest and variants of concern. Okay, and use the various strains as names in the form of Greek alphabetical orders like alpha, beta, and gamma. Okay, and also you will, if the particular virus go another mutation, then we also call it as delta. So remember this point. So let us also see that what are the difference between variants of interest and variants of concern. Okay, we are having the same WTO. This picture is there. Variant of interest. Okay, this variant generally comes because of genetic changes. Okay, and known to affect a virus characteristic. Okay, the virus could be fatal, could take your life. The virus could be like affecting only one organ. Okay, the virus could be highly transmittable. The virus could be easily detectable. This is, let's suppose this is the characteristic of alpha virus of coronavirus. Let's suppose this is the characteristic of alpha virus coronavirus. Now suppose beta virus, a mutation, genetic changes happen. Now it was fatal before, it was non-fatal now. Okay, it affects multiple one organ at a time. Now it affects multiple organ now. Okay, it was highly transmittable at the time, it was low transmittability is there, it is easily detectable, it is not at all detectable. So what happened? The virus has undergone the various characteristic changes, okay, because of mutation. So variant of interest is nothing but in alpha, beta, gamma, delta, which one is more harmful to us? That is called as variant of interest. So all of them cannot be the variant of interest, okay, because Omicron at this point of time, whatever we are having, that is not our interest of the government also, because it is having what? Okay, very less fatality, and it is not even requiring what? Hospitalization. Okay, getting my point here, right? So the variant which undergoes genetic changes, along with the genetic changes, is also undergoes changes in its characteristics such as transmittability, disease severity, immune escape, diagnostic or therapeutic escapes. All of that, anyhow, I have told you here many of that. Okay, fine. Then variants of concern. Variants of concern is associated with which one of the following changes? Increased transmittability. Okay, means it is spreading from one person to another person, another person to another person. You can say that reproduction. Okay, reproduction factor, RR factor, you might have heard. Okay, means reproduction pattern 1:1 means one person is affecting at this point of time only another healthy person. 1:2 means one healthy person is affecting, one infected person is affecting two healthy person. 1:3 means one infected person is affecting three. This is called as what? This is called as actually, okay, high transmittability. So variants of concern, where when we have to be concerned, when the virus is having what? High transmittability, the government has to intervene in that matter. Increase in virulence are changes in the clinical diseases. Increase in virulence means it is becoming deadly. It is deadly. Okay, only a small amount of virus in your body can cause larger damages to your body. That is called as what? Increase in virulence. Okay, then decrease in effectiveness of public health and social measures. And the third one is very government administrative related. It says that in the third point, it says that government is not having the enough resources or capacities to cope up with that particular viral. Okay, with that variant. Okay, any of these could be become a variant of concern. And whenever the government goes for the surveillance or detection or mitigation initiatives with regard to any viruses, they will generally look any of these three. If these three are there, government will be on its toe and to try to control it. Okay, variants of interest is nothing but we are just having an interest in them, we are just taking very slow steps. But with regard to variants of concern, we are not going to take the slow steps, we have to move very smoothly, swiftly, and we have to quick response and give the prompt surveillance to it. Fine. What is the strategy for SARS-CoV-2 surveillance in India? Because nothing but coronavirus. Indian SARS-CoV-2 Genomics Consortium. Consortium is nothing but a group of organizations coming together to give their inputs, to give the resources in order to control the spread or transmittability, whatever it is there with regard to that particular virus. Okay, it has been established by the Ministry of Health and Family Affairs in the year December 2020. Okay. So for the genomic surveillance is nothing but whatever the coronavirus variants are coming over a period of time. So this particular consortium is going to study each and every variant. Okay, genomic surveillance. What genetic changes are happening from one variant to another variant, that is only called as what? Genomic surveillance. INSACOG, it is nothing but short form of this. Okay, is a consortium of 28 genome sequencing laboratories of Ministry of Health, Welfare, Department of Biotechnology, Indian Council of Medical Research, and Council of Scientific and Industrial. And all of these important organizations are having what? Around 28 genome sequencing laboratories of there are working towards identifying the genetic differences between one variant to another variant and trying to give us inputs with regard to which one is more virulent, which one is more transmitted, which one is more fatal. Okay. Initially, genomics surveillance was focused on the variants carried by international travelers only. Before they used to do only detection with regard to international travelers. Okay, now, okay, and their contacts in the community through sequencing. 3 to 5% of RT-PCR, real transmitted polymerase chain reaction positive samples. So basically, their study was restricted to international travelers and their contacts in the community. Okay, and they used to find out the genome sequence, and what will happen to the genetic changes, okay, in an individual and also in the coronavirus variants. Subsequently, sentinel variants, means for all states and UTs, and surge variants, okay, for districts with COVID-19 clusters, and those reporting a surge in case was started in the country. Now this, before they used to research on international travelers, now they are also going to surveillance the states and UTs which are having what? Sentinel surveillance is nothing but the states and UTs which are having high impact of coronavirus, so that are taken up for this study at this point of time, and also the districts which are having high impact of coronavirus. So apart from doing the international travelers, okay, genetic surveillance, now this organization, this consortium is also concentrating on the states and districts which are having high surge of this variants and its impact. Okay, how can we prevent future new variants of COVID-19 virus? COVID-19 can be easily prevented by the appropriate behavior. First of all, do physical distancing, which is not going to happen tomorrow because tomorrow is Valentine's Day. Okay, so this is not going to happen. Okay, pubs and all are very common. Avoid crowded settings. Okay, this could be done away. Okay, hand hygiene, we have to do it. Respiratory etiquette and mask wearing, important. And environmental measures, keep the environment clean, and wherever you are just picking up something, try to disinfect it with the help of a sanitizer and have a proper ventilation to your home. Physical distancing measures should be taken, regulating the number and flow of people attending gatherings. Nothing but marriage, this many people should be allowed. For temple, this many people should be allowed. For masjid, this many people should be allowed as well. There should not be large gathering. Okay, maintaining distance in the public or workplaces. You know that whenever we go to the mall and whenever we are going for the washroom or toilet, they have given one, then another one they have closed, another one they have open. Okay, this is called as what? Trying to maintain distance in the public places. Domestic movements restriction should also be there. Unnecessary movement should not be there. Domestic movements within the country. Okay, if the person is coming from the highly infected area, then that particular people have to be the states have to make sure that they have gone through the test, and they should allow, like Mamata Banerjee recently, when anyone wants to come to West Bengal, then they have to definitely produce what? RT-PCR report. So that could be done. Domestic restrictions should be followed. Okay, surveillance and response measure, very important. Surveillance, how you can surveillance any disease, we have to test more and more. The more and more testing, the positive or negative number of people who have acted or are positive, with the help of that only government will understand that how much resources could be maneuvered on could be allocated, so that they have to they can control the disease. The government will also know that how intense the impact of this particular virus is there. So more testing, more genetic sequencing, means how this is becoming, means genetic sequencing means the genetic changes in the variant is becoming more fatal, more prudent, more transmittable. What is it? Okay, so genetic sequencing also important. Contact tracing, okay, means I had got infected and I met you and you're healthy and you got it, so contact, so the person who has already got affected, contact tracing means to whom I have contacted. Okay, so that for that purpose a app was also there. No, I don't remember that app. Please write in the comment section. Okay, that app was also there. That app will track that you are positive or not. Okay, and the government will try to see that where are you going, etc. Isolation, you have to do quarantine yourself. International travel related measures could be taken by the government are still very crucial and continue to work against new variants by reducing the amount of viral transmission. It is very important that India should have some kind of international transmission, international traveler related some guidelines should be there, and India should definitely try to avoid those countries which are having what high impact of this coronavirus. Okay, because we don't want that the same to be replicated here or at the cost of what any diplomatic friendship, right? So it is very important that our self-interest has to be secured first rather than anybody else's self-interest. Our subjects are more important to us, right? Vaccinate more people, it is the last way out. So these are the 6 important points that you are going to what I say is you are going to take up when if in ethics also, if any ethics also, if this kind of pandemic breaks out as a magistrate, what you will do. So you have to write that these measures you will take up. Okay, these measures you will create awareness among the population and try to take all of these measures so that you can at least mitigate the impact of what coronavirus and also look for its reduced transmittability. Okay, fine. The difference made by asymptomatic infection. So the problem with here is many students, many people are affected with coronavirus, but they don't show any symptoms. Like in 3 waves have passed, I have never suffered any fever, I have never suffered any like cough, etc. Nothing happened to me in the 3 waves. But I really don't know that whether I have got positive or negative. I never know it because I don't have any symptoms. That's why I never went to the hospital itself ever to get myself checked up. Okay, so the problem is with asymptomatic infection. So what has done is, in the study 36 participants age 18 to 29 years, what deliberately they are intentionally or voluntarily they are exposed to a low dose of SARS, okay, and through their nose. So what happens, the virus was first the viral load in these people increased steeply before peaking on a day 5 post exposure. Means whenever they were like this is nothing but this doctor is actually injecting low coronavirus, low dose of coronavirus. So he got symptoms after 5 days of exposure to it. The virus first detected in the throat. Okay, from the throat, then the nose. So nose they have not seen at all. Okay, because it is injected here, so they have to see the virus, whatever the testing is there here, but they have not seen the virus presence here, but they have seen the presence of virus here, that too after 5 days. Then the nose, about 2 days before peak symptoms showed up. Viral shedding began within 2 days of infection. Viral shedding began within 2 days. That means viral started showing its what capacity, like power, after 2 days, but actually detectable at 5. Viral load increased to high levels. Okay, for 12 days. 12 days of extra viral dose viral, the number of replication that virus has undergone in number has become very severe at 12 days. High viral load and high viral shedding were seen even among participants who were asymptomatic. Those are not having symptoms also, they have also shown what high viral load and high viral shedding also. Fine. So you can see that this is some kind of information given. So basically it says that asymptomatic, if you're also there, it is better that if you come in contact with any of the person which are affected with COVID, okay, so please you can get also checked. Why? Because it is asymptomatic people, they are also not detecting. What are monoclonal antibodies? Remember this point here, my dear students. Antibodies are those particles of our immune system that generally help us to fight with any germs or pathogens or any infections. Those are called as antibodies. They are nothing but mostly they are all of proteins. They are all proteins. Okay. Monoclonal. Okay. Mono means same. Clonal means you are producing more and more of these antibodies with the help of what? Cloning. So generally we inject a particular protein into mice, and mice will replicate get and give us what? That particular antibody. That antibody will be injected in the human being. So basically we do this culture, we do this cloning in the mice and extract from the mice and put in the injection and give to human being, because we cannot have human beings killed, okay, for the more and more production, right? Yes. Monoclonal antibodies are immune system proteins that are created in the lab. Antibodies are produced naturally by your body and help the immune system recognize germs that cause disease, obviously, such as bacteria and virus, and mark them for destruction. They will help to mark means nothing but if a infection is like, if a virus or bacteria is like this, okay, like this shape, then our antibody will be like this shape. So this shape will go and this shape will attach like this. So our antibody will slowly completely engulf it and make it die. So these are called as very important sites, these shapes. Okay, when we are having the shapes like this, no, okay, whatever the infection particles where we can caught hold, okay, that are important. Like your body's body's own antibodies, monoclonal antibodies are also recognize specific targets, only recognize what? Specific targets. For all other infections they will not bind. If coronavirus is like this, no, our body will produce, okay, like this holes like that, okay, like this. Okay, and these are antibodies produced. So the coronavirus will get and come and stick here, and we will continuously, our body will fight with it. Okay, so they are also target specific. The shapes of the infected germ and the shape of our antibody is very important. Then only the target could be properly fixed and we can dissolve it. Fine. What are monoclonal antibodies? I have told you, that is all about it. Okay, Proxima's third planet, what it is? Exoplanet is any planet which is revolving to another star, not the sun. As you know that sun is being revolved by Mercury, Venus, Earth. So for us, our solar system, that is also called as Milky Way. Our is Milky Way galaxy or Akash Ganga, our solar system. Okay, 9 planets and 1 sun. Exoplanet is one which is not belonging to our exoplanet, not belonging to our solar system. So that was recently discovered. Okay, a new exoplanet has found orbiting Proxima Centauri, the sun's nearest star. Okay, means another solar system. Our sun is sun only. Our sun is also a star. So this as our sun is a star only, and this around this star all the planets are revolving. In the same way, like sun, another star is there, that is called as Proxima Centauri. So we have discovered that around this Proxima Centauri, okay, a planet is revolving like this, just like Earth is revolving. No, it's also planning and is named as Proxima D. This is the third planet to be found in the system. Just like we are having sun and 9 planets, so we have got Proxima Centauri here. Proxima Centauri, one we already found, another we have found just now, that is Proxima D. So any planet which is not belonging to our solar system but belonging to some other solar system. Okay, and another solar system that is very nearest to us, means the same, like sun and all the planets, that's how we are having. Okay, another solar system that we have discovered and named it as what? Proxima Centauri. Okay, so 3. So and obviously it orbits the star between it and the habitable zone. Nothing but third one, just like Mercury, Venus, Earth. Earth is third, no? That's why third is the habitable. Here also it is the third. It is the third one. That's why we are all saying that it could be the habitable zone of, okay, other solar system. Just like we are having what? Earth in our solar system, that is the third planet. What is this? Origami metamaterials, also called as what? Auxetics. Okay, you can see that these are papers and they are folded in different shapes. Okay, so here basically our you are having this IIT Institute, Indian Institute of Technology, IIT Madras. What they have done is they have produced some, developed some materials which can reduce the impacts. Like just like if you are having a paper, you are folding it and you can get the same paper. And if a mud is there, with the help of mud in the olden days, in the good old childhood days, we have used the mud and we have made some wheels, etc. like that. No, so if we press it, it will go inside and it will deform it. Deformance, it will change its shape, and changes shape as we put a pressure, it will go inside and right side, left side, lateral side, horizontal, vertical side, you will see what depressions, right or wrong? Yes. So this particular origami metamaterials are those materials which can deform themselves and try to reduce the impact. So that is what is called as origami materials. These, okay, Japanese art of paper folding, origami, an existing material of choice and fold it to obtain desired properties. So in Japan, actually this particular things has been started in what? Japan. Okay, so the art of paper folding and creating things from it is a Japanese art. Okay, the same art concept we have taken, and we wanted to develop materials that could be easily deformed, and can take the pressure and can release it properly, like that. Okay, they crumple rather than they tear. These materials will crumple is nothing but, okay, they will be pressed, but they don't tear and take the impact and can play important role in preventing damages. Just like when we are driving a car, if the car has been hit by another vehicle, so if you are having the material which can absorb the pressure, like depression, then the car damages could be stopped and the people's life inside it also could be stopped. As because car materials are not like that, the other vehicle which is dashing the car, what is happening, it is completely breaking out the vehicle itself, right? So because it is very hard at the bumper, at the front side, right? If the materials are like deform, it can deform themselves. Okay, and instead of tearing, instead of getting destructed, if they deform themselves, they can take the more pressure, and the lives and the damage could be easily reduced. Okay, and IIT Madras has developed such materials which could be used in many such cases. The ratio between the deformation, okay, deformation is nothing but the pressure you are putting on that particular material along the force, and also deformation in that direction, lateral, horizontal, whatever it is called as Poisson ratio. Okay, when you crush or stretch a material along a particular direction, it undergoes a modification in perpendicular or any of the direction you know. The Poisson ratio can be positive or negative. The Poisson ratio can, if it is not bending, negative. If it is going, deforming, moving, and like depression is there from left, right, etc., then it is called as what? Positive ratio. So whenever a material shows positive deformation, it means what? The material could be very much used to reduce what? Impacts of any damages. Okay, just like lining the soles of our sports shoes, where it offers better support when you run or jump. So you can see that our the spongy type of you are having what? Spongy type of soles you are having on your sports shoes. So when you hit it, it will depresses, it will go to depression, it will try to decrease its length. Okay, then you will walk, then you will run continuously. So what is happening? It is reducing your damage on your knee, on your bone, etc. So the impact on your leg will be less or not? Yes. Okay, so these kind of materials are called as origami material. If these materials are there in the vehicles, 2-wheelers or 4-wheelers, etc., we can reduce the cost of also, because depression easily you can do bending and denting, etc. But if it is completely breakage, then what will happen? You are going to replace it. So it will reduce your cost, and also it will reduce your damages, and also it reduces your chances of what? It increases actually your chances of survival, it reduces your chances of death. You can understand this way. In order to be useful, materials need to maintain a constant Poisson ratio, means good ratio, when they can crumble under pressure. Up to crumble, it's okay, but they should not tear. The crux of the idea of this material is a unit cell called as Morph Cell. So in this material, every cell is considered as what? Morph. Just like in human body, we call it as, every unit is called as cell. Okay, in the non-living things, every unit is called as what? Atom. In the same way, in this material, every unit is called as what? Morph cell. Please remember this. Okay. Fine. Wild oranges. What is these oranges all about? 1 billion trees of citrus genus on earth. 1 billion trees of citrus, khata. Over 60 different citrus fruits are popular in the world today. Means 60 different types of oranges we can eat. But we are so unfortunate that we have not went outside the country, so we are not able to have these 60 different tasty foods. Okay, and we are having 60 different citrus fruits, and all of which are the hybrids of only 3 varieties. Only 3 varieties are there, which actually the farmers and the researchers will combine one tree with another tree, and hybridization will happen. Hybrid is nothing but mating of one species with another species. A new species will come. Okay, a new taste will come, a new size can come, etc. But we are having all over the world 60 different types of oranges we can find, and all of them have been derived from only 3 species. Okay, this was the article. One is pomelo, chakrakota. Okay, large, sweet and spongy skin. You might have seen. Another one is citron, not nimbu, citron. Tasteless, medicinal properties it is having. Okay, then we are having santra. You know it very well. I also know Nagpur is very famous for oranges. Awesome taste. Okay, I like it, obviously. So these are the only three varieties are there. Okay, from that 3 varieties, 60 different varieties are being produced by the world farmers. Okay. Each citrus variety has some distinguishing features as a USP. For example, the red Tahiti orange, a descendant of Rangpur line. Rangpur line is nothing but the oranges which are grown in the Rangpur area. So they have got a very different orange that is called as Tahiti orange. Looks like a orange colored lemon but tastes like a pineapple. How nice it is, right? It's like a natural imposter, you can say that way. Okay, looks like a orange colored lemon but actually it tastes like a pineapple. Where did this citrus originate? Majorly Northeast India, which is Meghalaya, Assam, Arunachal Pradesh, Nagaland, Manipur, and adjacent regions of Myanmar and Southwest China. These regions are very, very famous and the world richest biodiversity hotspots. Okay, where you will find what lot of oranges. So please remember this. Okay, maximum oranges are there here. What is a biodiversity hotspot? Biodiversity hotspot is an area where at least 1500 species are of native plants. Like you are having here Western Ghats. Okay, native plants are nothing but plants originally found in this particular area are called as native plants. And plants originally found in this area is called as native plants. So whatever the plants are there in Australia, so this plant, if this plant is cultivated here, okay, even after 100 years also it is not called as native because it has been bought from India and put it here. This plant naturally does not grow in Australia but grow only in what? India naturally. So the area which is having 1500 species of native plants and lost at least 70% of its vegetation. Means at the time the area is having lot of trees like this area is having. Now the area is having this much trees only. Okay, lost 70% of its plant area out of its floral area, then it is called as what? Okay, a biodiversity hotspot. Means a hotspot why we are carrying means we have to take much care about that particular area because okay, 70% of its vegetation is lost indirectly means 1500 species. Out of this you can say that 1000 species, different species we have lost. Okay, so we have lost lot of trees, lot of varieties of trees, tree species in that particular area. So we have to take care of them so that whatever we are having, the left out species are there, we have to at least conserve. That is the only intention of declaring any area as a biodiversity hotspot. Northeast India of our country has 25% of India's forest rich repository of citrus genome, with 68 varieties of wild and developed citrus. Okay, citrus indica is one of them which is actually is going to be severely threatened. Okay, in the IUCN categories, if a particular plant and animal has been categorized as threatened, generally it is given for animal only. But if it is still categorized as a threatened, if any plant or animal is kept under a threatened category, severely critically threatened category, it means what? The number of individuals surviving of that particular species are very, very less, and you may see that in future they may completely extinct from the world itself. So it is better that it has to be, citrus indica has to be conserved by the government. Okay. Then what is this Ursa Major? Ursa Major, okay, in this particular article, what is there means, okay, our James Webb telescope is there. James Webb telescope. Okay, you can see Webb's 6.5 meter gold plated mirror is the largest ever launched into the May. That is what the Webb, James Webb telescope. This is a telescope used to see, a telescope is generally used to see what? Distant objects. दूर के चीज देखने के लिए, दूर स्पेस में distant objects. Before the NASA has got a Hubble space telescope. This is now defunct, it is not working now. A new telescope has been launched by NASA that is called as James Webb telescope. Telescope is one which helps to see as distant object. And this particular James telescope recently have discovered a constellation which appears like a bear. Okay, bear is nothing but range, bhalu. Okay, constellation is nothing but a group of stars which are arranged in a specific pattern. Okay, and gives the impression of any article or anything like that. That is called as what? Constellation. So you can see that this was a picture given by the NASA to us with regard to the constellation, and this constellation they call it as what? Ursa Major. Generally Ursa means great, a major means they are calling it as bear. It looks like a bear. That's all it is all about it. Okay, thanks a lot for hearing to me. I hope that you like the lecture. Please share as much as you can so that others also will get benefit of it. If you are having any doubts, please send in the comment section. I will be more happy to help you out. Bye bye, take care, have a nice day ahead. Have a good Sunday today.